Hi, welcome to this video. So in the previous video, we have discussed about how to add our data to the admin.py, to the admin panel. Now we are going to discuss how to actually create that user interface, or I can say that view, and connect it to the template. Okay. So now to create templates, what you have to do, you have to create one folder inside your blog folder, or I can say the blog file that you have. Inside that blog file, create a folder that is named as template and add these two HTML templates. I have created some previously available code which is going to be repeated. That's why I have created it. I have not put any data here because we are going to put that after creating views. This style set link is for semantic UI, and other things are there like padding, some UI container. These all are from this UI container is from semantic UI as well, and we are going to put our data here. But the main question that arises is why we need to put the data in our template. The reason is this. As you can see, in every page that is going for this 127.0.0.1 8000, we are seeing one H1, which is our heading one, header one, whatever you call it. And we are seeing one image for one blog, like the image is for the blog, the title, the short description, the author details, the date publication, and a button to connect to the next page. Similarly, in the second, if you are adding another one, similar thing will happen. Like this is the image, same blog title will be present. Like these are the data, okay, that we have already added to our admin.py. This is the first thing. This is the second thing. This is from the foreign key that you are going to access. So these data need to be put in that index.html. But Django doesn't know where to put the data and how to put the data. So for that logic, we are going to build our views.py. So as you can understand, in views.py, we are going to actually work with data from our models. So first of all, we are going to import our model from .models, import star. Okay. Now we are going to call all our available, we are going to store in some variable all our available objects for the blog table. Okay, suppose in the blog table there are two blogs. We have entered only one blog in last lecture, but we can enter 2-3 blogs, which we will be doing further. So we need to store them in some variable. So for that purpose, we are going to call blog.objects.all. To store all the objects. Okay. Now we have to add one context, because this context is necessary, which is going to be a dictionary basically. So this dictionary will be passed as data for our index.html. So here we are going to pass a key and we are going to pass a value. So we are going to pass blog list here, which is having a value of blog. All the blogs are available. Okay. Next thing, we have to design the view. So first we will be designing the index view, which is the basic one. We are going to pass some request as parameter. So whenever we are asking for that IP address 127.0.0.1 in our local server, the browser is sending one request to the views.py, and that request is accepted by this index. And how that request is accepted by the index, for that purpose you need to do URL mapping, which we'll be doing here. Where we are going to do that URL mapping. In previous lecture, we have added one urls.py here, which is not previously present. Okay, so that we have to add. And what we are going to actually do, we are going to return and we are going to render. Why we are going to use this render? We are going to use this render to put all the data inside that template that we are building. Okay, so we are going to pass the request, or what type of request the browser has sent, and we are going to pass the name of the template that where we have to put the data. We have to pass the context equal to context. Okay, now you are passing the data, but the thing is it is not mapped to URL, so you have to map this to URL. So what we will be doing in the urls.py, we are going to import something like from Django.contrib import admin. Okay, from Django.urls import path. This path is necessary to I have already explained what is that path, that slug field and all the things. So that path is necessary to be written every time. Like in the admin case, we are writing admin. So here we are going to import views because we are going to map our views to the URLs. Okay. Now we are going to write URL patterns equal to, which is going to be a list basically. Okay. And in this list, we are going to pass our objects. So objects will be created by path. So what will be the path? First path is blank because when we are asking for 127.0.0.1 and in the 8000 port, we will be getting this index file views.index. Okay. Now we are getting this index file and the name equal to index. This index will be a string. This name is given in order to access that from the templates. I will be showing you that. Okay. Now, as you can see, our URLs are ready and our views are ready. Let's try to run this program and see what is happening. Okay. So here I am already in the same folder. So I am going to write python manage.py run server. So the server will be run. Always remember, try to change the directory to my site because manage.py is inside my site. Okay, now let's visit the link. Okay, it works successfully. It is showing that much only. And there are some problems here. Like why it is not showing that index.html. The reason is we have added the URLs to our app, but we have not added the URLs to the project. Okay, so now you have to add the URLs to the project as well. But do not forget this. Forget this step that you have to add the URLs to the project as well, because project is going to be connected with each app that you are making. Suppose you are making 5 apps, so 5 app will have different URLs inside this project, and 5 app have their own URLs as well inside their urls.py. Now this is our project urls.py where we are writing this, and what you have to write, you have to write path. We are not going to add any extension. We are going to direct. So we are going to use something called an include, and we have to import that include here because that is also present in URLs. Okay. So here we have to write include blog.urls. Let's save and let's reload. Okay, it will be getting reloaded. There may be some problems. Let's see. Okay, it says the str object has no attribute name views. So let's say, let's see what is the, what is exactly the problem with views. The problem is here you have to give a comma. Okay, this type of problems happen every time you work with a typos or something like that. So you can see what you have designed. You have designed this h1, which is welcome to Eduelgo Academy, and this border, this division class. We have given this div element, like you can see. This div element, it has some class like UI container. It has some border, so that's why it is showing, but it is not showing any data. Why it is not showing any data? Because we have not put any data here. So what you have to do, you have to put the data here. And what exactly you have to do? Like there are 3-4 objects inside that blog class that we are making. So you have to go to each object and print their data. Okay. So for that purpose, we are going to traverse all the objects that is present in the blog table. So when there is a case of traversing, you guys may know that you have to use the for loop at that for loop in that case. And here what we are going to do, here we are going to write for blog in. Now this blog is the iterating variable, and this blog list is something that we have passed in our views.py. And do not forget to end for. This is necessary, or else the Django is going to give you an error. So we are going to write end for here, which is ending of for loop. Okay, so inside this border box, I can say the div element, we are going to write our image first. So the image is here, and the class will be given from semantic UI, which is UI medium is for medium size, and image is for image class. Okay, that is already previously defined in the CSS. So what is the source of the image? The source of the image is something that you have already taken. What is that? that will be blog dot, like it is similar to what you do in object oriented programming. So you are going to ask the data member here. So every blog object has some data member which is known as the blog image. Okay, you are going to close the image tag here. Let's see what's happening. Now you can see this image is shown here. Okay, let's try to add another blog to our admin file and see if the image will be shown here as well. Let's try to open our admin file, and let's try to go to the blogs, and let's try to add another blog, add blog by using add blog, and let's try to give some name as well. And to give some name, we are going to use this, what is blockchain. I have already created something to save time, and the short description is here. The description is from here. One second. Okay, let's take this whatever available, because I thought that will be a little bit better, but it's all right. We are going to take the image from here, like blog image from here. Date is suppose today is 28/07/21, 28/06/21, sorry. And author, let's take Abhijit Tripathi, and slog is about blockchain suppose. Okay, let's try to edit. We have edited it. Let's now try to see. Okay, so we have to start our, one second, we have to start our server again in order to see the changes. Sometimes that gives the changes, sometimes that doesn't. So let's see. Okay, now you can see the second image is also available. If I am going to add any third object, that will be also available because we are using a for loop. Now image is not sufficient. We have to add other things as well. So how you are going to add that? You can add that by using, inside this template only. So first you have to add the h1. H1 tag is for the title of the blog. So here you are going to write blog dot. Always remember to give these two curly braces because they are necessary for the render function to work. The render function take this as delimiter to put where the data need to be put. Okay. So it is very necessary for the render function. Now in the paragraph tag, we are going to write our short description. So we are going to write blog dot short description. Now from where I am getting this, getting these names. These names are already defined in our models.py. Okay. Now we are going to add one divider, div class equal to UI divider. This is present in semantic UI. Okay, so I'm not going to tell anything about this. Now we are going to add a small image of our img class equal to. Now it is pretty simple. In the above we have added middle or medium image. Now we are going to add the mini image. Okay, so now this is UI middle aligned. To align the spine class that we are going to write to the middle. Okay, mini image. And what will be the source? Source is pretty easy. Now you can see here the source is going to be from the author table, and the author table is actually a foreign key. So how we can access that? We can access like this: blog.author.profile pic. Okay. Now this is our image, and this image is ending. The image is ending here. Then after that we have to add some span, and in this span we are going to add some. What we are going to add in this span? We are going to add our blog author's name. Okay. Now I am only adding the blog author name. You can add the date as well if you want. One second. This span is going to be like this. And inside this we have to add blog.author dot the author has the name, right? So we are going to add name here, and after that we have a button. button class equal to, now this class is taken from again semantic UI button, and the style is, we are going to add some style. We are going to push that to the right, so we are going to add float right. Okay, now someone having a knowledge of CSS can understand. Now we are going to write read more here. Okay, so let's check. Now you can see this is our title which is available. This is our author's image. Now you can see here is also the author is Abhijit, and here we can have our button here. This is the short description. This is the author's title. So these things are quite easy now, because we just, what we have to do, we have to pass the that object or the class that we have to take here in this index.html in our views.py. Okay, we have to pass that in our views.py, and in the index.html, when the render function is working, it will just put all the data by looking into this curly braces.